Hi, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross stitch.
One stitch at a time.
We got a new toy. You can tell by my glasses.
Yes, we have a ring light. We got a ring light. Today is Monday, October 17th. It is very late. Well, not very late, but it's very late for us. I had a ladies' guild meeting. I have so much going on this week. This is like the only time we can really squish it in. So, we got a ring light. The intention is to kind of start what I'm calling a Flosstube series. A how-to series for cross stitch. My thinking is I want to start with a very we're going to start with a very basic how to stitch like thing. Because I have this idea of how to teach somebody how to cross stitch for particularly for my nieces if they want to learn when they want to learn. They wanted to learn how to crochet a few years back, but they were too little to grasp it. And I've been thinking about how to teach them how to cross stitch if they decide they want to learn how to cross stitch from Aunt Laura. I think I have an idea. And Uncle Joe. I think I have an idea. I think I have a pattern. We're going to try it. We're going to test it out. I'm going to test it out, and we're going to see how it goes. And we'll probably film it and throw it up here. And I can get some feedback from you guys, how you think it works as an instructional video, or as an instruction. Yes.
I also want it because a couple of the people, I play D&D with a lot of younger people. Not a big deal. They're actually pretty cool. And
they are.
Some of them are like, ooh, cross stitch. What's that? And I'd like to be able to go, here, watch this video. Watch this playlist.
And they're really nice people. Joe got me started on. I played a session of D&D. I thought it was really fun. I'm gonna play again. We missed last week due to
scheduling conflicts. If you've ever played D&D, that is the true big bad evil guy of every campaign is scheduling.
And with it being online though, it's a little bit easier. But
oh god, the person sucks.
Even though I'm going to be a little bit late to this week's, I am still going to do it because I actually did think it was kind of fun. I got to get the hang of it a little bit better. But
luckily, we're literally exactly here with our laptops next to each other.
Yeah, this is how we sit. We've got our laptops, our headphones. It's great.
Yep. And so Laura's sitting here playing with me. And luckily, the group that we're playing with is very open to new players.
They are.
And as typical of a good DM, she actually has better gear than most of the party. That's actually what a lot of DMs do for new players, so they don't die.
Well, yeah.
In all honesty, it's like, here, this is so you don't die right off the rip. I want you to have long enough to enjoy the game.
Yeah. So, I just have a lot on my plate this week. But with the Flosstube series, in addition to how to cross stitch, beading is going to be there.
Should I try to teach you how to do a French knot?
You can try. I was going to throw some specialty stitches in there.
Bust out the tree of stitches.
There is actually a second tree of stitches.
I just enabled her. Dang it.
I want more patterns like that tree of stitches.
She did this a long time ago.
I did it a few years back, pre-COVID. And it was a tree of specialty stitches. There's a second one. I've been toying with getting it. It's a different, where I got it from has several patterns that have different specialty stitches. I really like the specialty stitches. I like this, I like the Erica Michaels book of stitches because it's got specialty stitches. I am trying to find, I would love to find some more specialty stitch patterns with specialty stitches, or a lot of specialty stitches. I know Chatelaine does them. I have just terribly struggled with a Chatelaine pattern and doing a Chatelaine pattern. So they're kind of out.
Like, no offense to, I don't even know if it's the Chatelaine designers or if it's the publishers, but
well,
the patterns are too small for the detail that the pattern calls for. Like, I had to take a picture of it with my phone and increase it to 300 times magnification to figure it out.
And I know you can buy Chatelaine patterns printed. There is a supplier who sells them printed. Not all of them. I don't know if there's any difference to them than the PDFs. I know that Martina, it was Martina, the original Chatelaine designer, she passed away in 1997. And her daughter has been carrying on the Chatelaine name and the Chatelaine. She's been carrying on with Chatelaine, but she's not a cross stitcher. She's not a stitcher. She's not a stitcher. You know, this was never what she was passionate about, but she wanted to keep her mom's passion going. So I don't know if that factors into it too. I just know that as much as I adore them and would love to stitch them, I struggle with the pattern, and for what you have to spend on the materials, I can't justify it. So I would like to find some more specialty stitch patterns. I'm going to look where I got the Tree of Stitches and see what else she sells. I had to see where I have put Tree of Stitches. The pattern for Tree of Stitches.
How do you know Laura's excited about an idea?
I haven't shut up about it.
No, you said it 3 or 4 segments before it was supposed to be talked about.
Well, we were talking about the moonlight.
So. I know, but you get my point. Normally you look at me and go, well, there goes your plans. So I do things because I love you.
So we're figuring that out.
So we might do those on our phones with one person operating the phone, which is why I got this one, because it actually articulates.
Yeah.
So you can put the phone on it and record with the phone with somebody looking down on it.
I don't know if recording on our phones would improve video quality or not, as opposed to the camera on the computer.
Honestly, I don't know if the video quality matters that much. It's just us talking.
Yeah, I know the D&D group, a couple of suggestions for editing software. So maybe I can get some new editing software and start playing with that and figure out how to make my videos a little better.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm suggesting we use a cell phone for the ring is because it's got to be bent down to view.
Uh-huh.
So.
Well, and it's got it comes with a mount for a cell phone. And
it's designed for TikTok.
Exactly.
That's literally what it's designed for.
So.
But we don't do TikTok, but it should be able to film for what we're doing, and also we need the higher resolution for the cross stitching.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. It's probably like I'm gonna say it's gonna be after the first of the year, because I've got stuff going on this week up to this weekend. I actually don't have much going on next week, and I'm going to take that time to just because I'm very stressed out about this event Saturday night.
Okay. Next section.
I'm gonna shout out our commenters.
Hi, y'all. That was louder than I intended it.
I apologize for him if you were wearing headphones.
Funny story when we're done. Jeep Girl Stitches, Craft Cave Dwellings, multiple times. Bridget, Lynn, Susie Scott, Teresa.
Yes. And
I'm sorry, Teresa. It's been 3 weeks.
Thank you all for your well wishes. Honestly, by last Monday, everybody was feeling better.
I think it was more like Thursday when I finally cleared up.
Completely better was Wednesday, Thursday for everybody, but really everybody was kind of on the upswing by Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, like it felt better. It just, by God, it's like that house guest that don't know how to take a hint.
Well,
leave. I want to go to sleep.
For what it is worth, we are vaccinated. We have the first booster. We actually, when we all first started getting sick. We're talking about, with my mom and dad, we're talking about getting the second booster. I do think it helped. For what it's worth. I know people have their own feelings about it.
Be nice. You want to comment? That's fine, but be nice.
I respect that you have your own feelings about it, but I'm going to throw my personal experience out here with it. It definitely did reduce the severity and the duration for us. So
I would be in the hospital if I didn't have it, which is why I took it.
And
I'm asthmatic.
And that is why I'm going to just simply say personal experience. If you want a personal experience to input into your decision making, ours is positive with it.
Keep in mind, I also get the flu shot when it's in limited supply, like it was like 10 plus years ago.
Yeah,
because with my asthma, if I get the flu, I have a higher chance than normal to get pneumonia. Same thing happens with COVID. If I get pneumonia, I'm on a ventilator for a week or two.
Yeah.
If I live. Because I have a hard enough time breathing, the pneumonia will trigger constant asthma attacks. And if I'm not on a ventilator holding my air pipes open, I'm going to die.
Yes. So, I mean.
And what's funny is I have coworkers who are anti-vaxxers, and they were totally cool with me getting it. Sorry.
Again, I'm going to say you can hold your own opinions, but I'm going to give you my personal experience that it was positive. That's all I'm saying. We're not going to start a debate on it. It's just personal experience was positive. And I want to shout out Tamara PD Stitcher. She is behind, and she actually commented on our video from 2 weeks ago, last week. Sometimes I catch it before we film. Sometimes I don't. So, there we go.
Can I tell my little funny story?
Certainly.
Speaking of yelling, which is really funny because this is the first time I think I've yelled and she didn't get mad at me. One of the players on Saturday, little to no sleep, went out and did a craft show. The poor guy passed out while we were playing. And I literally told everybody, if you have headphones on, take them off. They all believed me, thankfully. The one poor girl put her headphones like this, and I still hurt her ears when I yelled his name.
So, funny thing about that is, he text messaged me, warned me he was going to yell to wake somebody up, and then he yelled. Immediately after, while I'm text messaging him, it's okay, I get, thanks for the heads up. The Guardians-Yankees game, the Guardians scored, and I started screaming and yelling, and I text messaged him back. I was like, it's okay. I might get a little voicey. I started yelling. I'm like, see, example.
Yeah, like
currently under a rain delay for tonight's game. The game was supposed to start at 7. It's now 8:30. God, it's going to either be a late game or they're going to end up having to call it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is do or die for both teams. There was a video, I want to say it was in like July or August that we did. We were talking about the Guardians and them playing, and I want to say it was probably August. We were talking about, and I remember us having the conversation of they're doing pretty good in the playoff run, and I made the comment that it would be awesome. We could definitely make it to the playoffs, but I don't think we're going to do very well. I am a do or die Cleveland baseball fan. Guardians, Indians, do or die. I love them, win or lose. I am so excited that we actually are like in a game 5 winner take all situation against the New York Yankees. Like, it is
for those that,
phenomenal for us.
Hey, honey,
what?
How much more of a budget do the Yankees have than the Guardians?
Significant. I mean, the Guardians, it's a bunch of rookies. I mean, really,
the freshman team is kicking the varsity teams in the teeth.
Oh,
that's
no,
what
they
this
kicked
year
us in the
is.
teeth. We've just been able to battle back. And
anytime, experience-wise, this is.
We are 15 minutes into our intro for this week's video.
Yeah, I noticed it a minute and a half ago. It's actually 16. Would you like to move on to the next one? Just stop talking.
I'm super excited, waiting for tonight's game to start, and oh my gosh, y'all. So, yeah, why don't we move on to whips since it's been 15 minutes? I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not. Welcome to a long. You know what? Go pee. Get yourself together. We were talking tonight. We're in a good mood.
Pause the video. Get yourself a drink. Go to the bathroom. Grab a snack. Get your stitching.
Let's get on this crazy train. Choo choo.
Whips.
Yeah, I've been honestly. Work has been kicking me in places I don't want to mention because I didn't know you could get kicked there.
There you go.
I've just been stupidly busy put into situations I don't like. I have a bunch of other people's messes to clean up. I get home, my brain doesn't work. And I don't stitch to relax. To those that can, hats off to you.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I haven't even been playing video games.
No, he has not. He's been very tired. So, all right. Well.
Deep subject. What's really funny is I learned that from her.
Yeah. I'm going to have to fiddle with Facebook.
Do you want me to pause it while you fiddle with Facebook?
No, because I don't need it for my whips this week. Because I did alternative stitches all week for the week that we're on. Marathon week. I don't think this person watches my videos. And if my exchange partner does watch my videos, well, I'm not naming her, so... I stitched, so I'm in an exchange for a group that I'm in, and I stitched Silent Night out of the Just Cross Stitch 2020 magazine. It's by Dames of the Needle. I stitched it. So, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't love this when I first saw it. I just felt the color combination with the fabric, you lost a lot in it. Like, you can't even really see the gold stitches. So
wait, I can do this real quick. That is why getting great fabric from somebody like the Slovak Farm is so important.
The fabric is lovely. Don't get me wrong.
But you need to choose the right fabric for the right pattern.
Is love. Yes. I feel like the fabric with the pattern is a little too much. Because it's stitched in Weeks That Works pea coat, the dark part, which is like a blue, and the fabric is a brown and blue combo.
Oh, come on. You would find it funny when I tried to do a self-promotion for you.
I do. I stitched it on 25 count, so it's big. And this will be a nice, like, flat fold, flat hanger. And I did it with black, which...
25 count even weave, right?
25 count even weave, yes. Which I would like to know why. Weeks That Works pea coat, DMC alternative, is 310. Because it is not black. It is a dark navy blue.
Because that's the closest color they had.
I'm wondering. I thought there was a dark navy blue that was almost black in DMC, but anyways, with the gold.
The person could have been lazy that day.
I don't know. I like it like this.
I was gonna say it looks
start to finish. Did it all last week with alternative stitches.
Oh, that's done?
Yes, this is done. I don't have stitch counts. I'm sorry. It's something like almost 2,000 stitches. So I do need to FFO it so I can send it off by December 1st.
And by the way, would you like to know what that actually reminds me of?
What?
There's a filming style where you do black and white, but one color you show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the heck was it? Sin City. They showed, like, some of them, they showed red. It was black and white, but you saw red.
Yeah, well, when they did Sin City, that was, like, the big thing to do with, like, photos, too. Because we have a photo from our wedding, a couple photos from our wedding, where everything's black and white, but there's, like, this one thing of color. One of the pictures is actually of my junior bridesmaid, my little cousin. Everything's black and white, but her dress had like a strip of color in it. And actually, the dress she ended up picking out, random information, the dress that my cousin we picked out for my junior bridesmaid cousin, was like a flower girl dress. There was a wedding dress that matched it that had the strips of color in it. But it didn't have enough train for me because I'm so tall. I had to get a cathedral train because I'm so tall. The chapel trains there was no train. But I would like to stitch this again for myself, but I'm not gonna lie. I see Steelers colors when I look at this.
Would you like to? I just had a really good idea.
Not that I'm a football fan, but I would like to do this for myself, but in a different colorway.
I thought of a great colorway.
What?
Just now.
What?
Black fabric. Replace the 310 with blanc. Replace the gold with red.
I'm not entirely sure I want to do black fabric.
I'll do it. That sounds cool.
Okay.
You can do it. Hey, you do what you want to do next, and then I'll do it a third time for myself.
Okay. So that was basically marathon week. I did do...
She marathoned one project.
I did.
We should automatically count for marathon week.
Yeah. I did do the Sal prompt for that with the Supernaturals. And the Banshee is all finished, as you can see. Everything's done and outlined. And I started her little side border. I will work on this week. I will work on the side border this week for the Sal prompt. I don't know what I'm stitching after the Banshee underneath the Wary Wolf. Actually, I think I do. I think it's a changeling. It is because this little next to the werewolf guy is one stitch too low, but it won't matter in placement with the changeling.
So. I just had a really funny idea, and no, you don't have to do it. I never would expect you to, but if I did it, I would do this.
What?
I would put a red X through all of the ones the Winchesters have actually killed in the show. As if it was actually like their scorecard. That
would be funny. That would be funny. All right, now that I've got Facebook figured out. Not that I really need it, but I do need it.
Are we going on the plans?
It was not Marathon Week last week. It was St. Kitts and Neves week last week. My apologies. And then I worked on one other thing.
Let us know how you think of the lighting.
Cover photos over there somewhere, and I don't feel like digging it out. What?
Let us know what you think of the new lighting quality.
Yes, please. Pardon my shoulder. I said I wasn't going to dig it out, but here I am. For anybody who's new, this is real life. This is how we operate.
We have to really mess it up to do a second take.
I'm going to throw it out there.
And 90% of our second takes is because that contraption breaks.
I don't like... No, I don't have a way of putting it nicely. I like to be real. That's how I'm going to put it. I like to be real, and I like you guys to see the real.
Honestly, I couldn't do scripted. There's a reason I never got into acting. I have the memory of a goldfish with head trauma. I can't remember squat. And with how much of a perfectionist my beautiful lady, lovely wife is, she'd kill me for fudging the lines every single time. Am I lying?
I want to go back in front. I pulled out Cathedral Wood Goddess to work on for cryptids for the monthly. Which kind of fits with the theme. So I stitched on her for prompt that stitch on something that causes you great frustrations. And why does it cause you great frustrations? And let me tell you. I originally started her center, like the metallic in her center, and was like 100 stitches into it before I realized I was doing it in the wrong color. That was frustrating. These antlers have been very frustrating. One of them is screwed up. They're not going to be even. I'm not going to tell you which one, because if you can't figure it out, it doesn't matter.
Actually, I like the idea of them not being symmetrical, because that makes it more realistic with true antlers.
Well, they're not symmetrical anyways, but...
then what do you care?
It gets a little frustrating. So I did 308 stitches, which was basically the gold metallic for the antlers, and then like this brown here. And when I'm working on Mirabilias, having that like goal of 200, 300 stitches is great, because the metallics can frustrate me. But I set that goal, I get to it, I'm done. When I get done with the metallic, you know, sometimes I cruise along on my Mirabilias and I'll get 2 or 3 prompts done. Sometimes if one is enough, because it's just frustrating to me.
Want to laugh?
What?
Honestly, for the reason for the prompt, all you'd have to do is write the word metallic.
Yeah.
So many people would understand. Metallics for me, like if you give me a 3-foot section of metallic, it's going to be 2 foot 8 inches, because I'm going to chop the ends off because they fray so bad. Mm-hmm. And are you going to talk about the elephant in the room?
I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room. And then I finished my wrap. So this is my crochet wrap. I did it with Lion Brand Mandala. Or no. Yeah, it was called Lion Brand Mandala yarn. This is the way it's striped out. Self-striping, this is the way it's striped out. I did use 2 balls of it.
Isn't that the dog ate it?
The dog played with this, one of the yarns.
That was 2 days of my life.
No, this one was only a day of our life.
Oh, you haven't done that one yet.
This one was 2 days of our lives.
Oh, I thought this was what I was asking you if it was.
Oh, no. This is not. This is for it's called a cocoon cardigan. We're going to see how that goes. But this is...
I think you should start keeping your yarn in the trunk.
Yeah. This is a really cute wrap pattern. It's just a simple... It's 1 row of what the designer called an open shell, and 1 row of what is called a fan. And then it repeats all the way, and you just kind of, then you end it off. And that's it.
I have an odd request for you. Want me to make it now or when we're not filming?
When we're not filming. So, I'm very pleased that I got my shawl done. I actually had it done last week and I forgot to show it to you guys. Or it's my wrap. So,
it's a wrap? Okay, hitting the button.
I definitely am pleased to punch with it. Yeah. So, then we move on to plans and announcements.
Okay.
Because that's been my stitching for the week. Real basic, and guess what?
Next week's going to be lighter.
Yeah.
Pressing button down.
Yes. Plans and announcements. Plans?
Work. I'm sorry. My job right now. I'm in two separate. I have 1 foot each in 2 separate dumpster fires, and I have to put both of them out.
Goodness.
It's like I'm hopping between the two. My head hurts. Like I'm making progress, but the.
I forgot to do something.
Do I have to pause it?
No.
I'll shut up now.
No.
Because I totally forgot what I was saying now.
Your dumpster fire, 1 foot in each dumpster fire.
Yeah, so work is kicking me in places, and I don't even have the energy. Like I'm going to bed early. Like, this is about an hour before we normally go to bed. When we're done filming, I'm going to bed, probably by 9:30.
I just need to get the editing done, and
which is why I said 9:30. I'm gonna wait for you.
yes.
That's the only reason why I'm staying up. Partially because 3 to 4 days a week now, I'm going into work an hour early. But I have to take a longer lunch so I don't get home that early.
Which is stinky yucky. Okay.
Pee pee poo poo bad.
It's pee pee poo poo bad. Yes. No. Friday morning, Carrie asked for someone to write the intro for one of the weeklies for the month. And I was like, I'll get to it today.
Do you need help?
Guess what I forgot to do? No, I just forgot to do it. So,
oh no, I was gonna be creative and help. I need something to just to detangle my brain.
We can look at it and you can help. My brain is. I also Friday said that I would sign up to do some of the weekly writing for next year. Brain dump that.
Oh, okay, I'll be writing weekly.
Sure.
Good. I already have it made.
Okay.
I have 3 of them made.
Okay, well, let us talk about my plans.
You plan to be awesome.
I have no idea if I'm actually going to achieve all of these plans because it's going to be a very busy week, but we're going to work on it. So, it is Elephant Week in Daily 30.
Woo!
So, we're talking about elephants. So, prompt 1 is to stitch on a project that is middle-aged. Not your youngest whip, but not your oldest whip. Can pretty much get through most of my whips with that, because elephants reach their full maturity size in their middle-age years, between 25 and 40. So the average lifespan of an elephant is up to 60 years. So
I thought they lived longer.
Male is 60 to 70, female is 50 to 60. So middle-age whip.
Okay.
So I've got my whips that I haven't touched yet, in a little while, so I'll just pick one of them. Elephant trunks have more than 40,000 muscles with 150,000 individual parts. I did not realize an elephant trunk was that complicated.
It has to be for what it does.
Stitch on a whip with a lot of components.
Want to hear a funny story?
What?
I was watching a nature documentary narrated by Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, yeah, she's done several.
And there was a first-time mother, and the baby was stuck in the mud. And the mother was trying, but literally just pushing the poor thing into the mud. She's like, and the new mother's having trouble. Well, don't worry. Here comes Grandma. And Grandma shoved her tusk right up her daughter's yoo-ha to get her out of the way, wrapped her trunk around the baby, picked the baby up, and put the baby on dry land.
Yes.
It was just entertaining the way she's like, here comes Grandma.
Yeah, that's great. So, something with many components. I don't know. I got several things that have lots of components. I have, I have that Quaker turtle, and I have the lace.
You want to know a really easy one to do? What? Supernatural.
Supernatural would work.
Isn't that kind of the definition of all those stitched together styles?
Yeah. And we were talking about this too Friday night on Zoom, like what constitutes as something with many components, and I'm like, to me, many components would be something with a lot of flosses. Like if you're stitching a full coverage and you've got like 80, 90 flosses, that's a lot of components. Something like a Mirabilia to me has a lot of components because you've got DMC, chances are you've got water lilies, especially if it's a newer one, beads and metallics.
I was actually going to bring up different types of stitch,
different
beads,
types of
stitches, stuff. I was actually for me, just me. Most of my stitches are monochromatic, so if I'm doing something with 5 colors, that's a lot of parts for me.
Yeah, well, but even like one of your like squirrels. There's different little motifs in there. That's a lot of components.
Yeah.
So, the elephant trunk is a versatile body part. It carries most of the sensory organs. Structurally, the trunk serves as the upper lip and nose of the elephant. They use it for smelling, breathing, touching, holding, and producing sounds. Stitch on a whip that contains something you can smell. Please tell me what you are thinking.
Lady with dog.
Because greyhounds stink.
Oh no, I was
not my funny
wives.
on that one.
Or wives.
Hey.
Not often, but every now and then, the dog and the wife do it at the same time, and I want to leave the room.
When we got the prompts for this week, it was Friday, and I was working on Supernatural. I have a fall candle scent called Werewolf. It doesn't smell like wet dog. It actually smells really good. It smells like I call it a nice guy scent. Because it's got some musk in it, and there's a little bit of vanilla, and it's a woodsy smell. But it's nothing is overpowering. But it's funny because everybody picks it up and goes, what does werewolf smell like? Wet dog. No, it does not smell like a wet dog.
Anybody who makes a candle that smells like wet dog needs help. Honestly.
Elephants are afraid of bees. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
I know they're actually afraid of mice.
Apparently they're afraid of bees too, and beehive and farmers use bees to deter elephants from invading their land. So stitch on something with a bee or contain something you're afraid of. Well, I happen to have a project with a bee on it that actually contains a lot of components, so it may get doubled up this week.
Honey?
What?
You could do so. You do a project that contains French knots, and that would be something you're afraid of. I love you.
I love you. Okay, and the last one is elephants are the only mammal that cannot jump. They have to have at least 1 foot touching the ground at all times.
That makes sense.
It does make sense to me. So stitch on something with feet. I have multiple things with feet.
I mean, in all honesty, could you imagine what would happen if a bunch of elephants jumped up and down? Just them rearing up and coming back down is enough to make you go, what just happened?
I know. So, that will be Elephant Week. Don't have projects picked out for everything yet, but got some candidates. I have 2 prompts left for cryptids. Stitch on something you can associate with disaster. Literally everything.
I was actually like, do you have any that involve a guy?
And stitch on a whip that has something that is universal around the world, but won't look the same in different places.
People.
Yeah, everything I touch goes. Everything I've been stitching on, so this month I've gone, I could use that for that one. I could use that for that one. I could use that. So,
I mean, those 2 prompts could literally be the same thing. It's both people. What terrifies you?
I feel like I need to work the supernatural style into at least one of those 2, and I can for both of them.
So just do the supernatural for all 3.
So I may just do the supernatural style for both of my 2 remaining. I am not super concerned about getting those last 2 done because it is the 17th, and I only have 2 more left for the monthly.
Oh, that's the monthly?
That's the monthly. I don't really plan on buzzing through them like I did, but...
B. You're afraid with the elephants, afraid you're buzzing.
Well, part of it is... I kind of figured we weren't going to be around 2 weekends ago now. The second weekend of the month, because we were supposed to go to Cincinnati for cheer competition. Thanks, COVID. But, then again, with this thing that I'm doing over at the church, I don't know what I'm going to be stitching this weekend. Technically, Elephant Week is the 300, 400 week. I never do the 400 stitches unless it's something that I know I can blow through the 400 stitches in a day on. Because, I don't know. There are projects where I can blow up to, where I can do 400 stitches in a day, where I can do more than 400 stitches in a day. There are projects where that ain't happening. It's challenging. This kind of came up too last weekend. I was in a game group called Stitch Life Fantasy. We were building farms, and we were discussing some of the components of the game. And we're like, dude, some of the stuff that we're going to need to stitch for, it was like, the idea of the game was great. The execution of the game was a little rough. It wasn't, you hate to, and I hate to criticize people and their ideas, because everybody, I think everybody's ideas are valid for them, and there are definitely stitchers that could blow through a lot of what was being required of us, but I knew my group couldn't. We knew we couldn't, so we were kind of like, this just isn't going to work for us,
We cannot play at this difficulty rating.
Yes. And I know that there's 2 other... I am fidgeting with everything right now. There's at least 2 other similar type groups with farming games. I'm not adding... I don't think I'm going to add any more groups for a while. It's just been frustrating. I'm struggle busing with all the groups because it's like, so much posting. But then it's like, most of the groups, it's just like, post your picture, do your stitches, post your claim. So, why give them up? I don't know. Anyways. We already talked about... Now, he's fidgeting with the measuring tape.
No, actually, I just measured my ring size.
Oh. I found these really cool rings we want to get. So that's plans for the week. Honestly, this week, it's anybody's guess what my life's going to be like. We've already talked about wanting to do the Flosstube videos. So, there's that. And that's it.
Spiel time?
Yes, spiel time.
Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy bobby, the whole YouTube thing. And if you know somebody who likes cross stitch, go, hey, that's really cool show to see. Go over here. Check him out. Subscribe. Be good. Come on. Let's go.
Yes. Please. Have a great week, y'all. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.